my God, we're having an earthquake. Wait a minute. Hold on, hold on. Can you feel that?
I sure can.
Okay, this is interesting. There go the lights. Oh, my God, what an earthquake. 911 emergency.
Yes, have you gotten word about the Bay Bridge?
What about the Bay Bridge? What's wrong with it?
The upper deck appears to have collapsed during that earthquake.
Hold on a second. Jesus Christ, we gotta report that they might have on the car.
It went dark and then the generators caught, and so we had partial light. And we had to figure out what to do, where to go, what was happening, how bad was it. We knew that we had to get on the air.
We are over the Bay Bridge now, once again. A section of the upper deck has collapsed. There appears to be a rescue helicopter on the upper deck. Where it collapsed, it just missed the bus.
George Watson is standing by right now in San Francisco, where they took the brunt of this earthquake today. George.
The city is in gridlock. I hate to paint a dire picture, but it's the kind of scenario where you see looting happening sometime in the night.
It's been a frightening scene here. As you can see just below me is where 50-foot section. You see down there below the two cars that were on the upper deck.
So I need an ambulance. Hold on, I'll transfer you.
Prepare yourselves. Shut off the gas. Shut off electricity. Store water in your bathtub. Don't expect services for 72 hours.
Now, the important thing to remember is check your gas mains. That is the first and most important thing you have to do in case of a gas leak. You don't want to run the risk of a fire. Ana Chavez has just come in. Ana, do you have some late information coming around here?
We are just getting reports from our crews on the scene that there is a major fire.
There are some fires, obviously, in the city of San Francisco. Again, as we take a look at that, that appears to be what would be the Marina District.
The entire upper deck of the Cypress structure, that is the section of highway that connects the Bay Bridge to the Nimitz, Highway 880, it just seemed to collapse during the shaker. You could see those ripples in the road. I'm guessing, but what I am afraid of, and the information we seem to be getting seems to confirm this, that those ripples in small part are caused by vehicles trapped underneath. We have no idea how many vehicles were trapped underneath. If you could see how violent that shaking must have been.
Because of our power outages and wire services are not coming in with other reports.
Well, we're told that this earthquake today was measured at between 6.5 and 7 on the Richter scale.
Power failure, therefore the game will be postponed. We ask that you hold on to...
We have been told that there has been some dramatic rescues in the area. This is what you're looking at right now, the Cypress structure. People have risked their lives to crawl up under those two compact pieces of highway to find survivors, and they have brought people out alive.
We were told that this person in here now that they're going for, and we don't know if this is a family or if this is one person, but we are told that there is someone alive right here. We will keep you in touch with what's going on, and we'll let you know, of course, if they are able to pull this person out of here alive, and we'll let you know if we get any firm figures on anything. At this point, we have not been able to.
All right, Leslie, we'll be coming back with you as soon as you have some more information for us. Thank you very much for that live report. That was Leslie Griffith reporting live. We are getting a report now. At least 50 people are dead tonight because of this earthquake.
Trap car, they can't move or nothing like that. I'm going to get them out without mega heavy equipment. I don't know.
I think all of us find something in us when there's a crisis to just continue. And we continued to have aftershocks while we were on the air. And I would roll with them. And people in Marin County, as soon as I would see it on the air, they'd feel them a few seconds later. So folks in the South Bay who are watching us would feel them. We'd feel them here, and then it would kind of roll northward.
You can see this block of Divisadero is practically entirely on fire. The house on the right is the first one that went, and it went because of a natural gas.
The media were among the few prepared for this earthquake.
Are you still stressed out over the quake? Well, don't feel alone.
Television took over when government emergency radios failed.
I think in the first few hours after the earthquake, there was really no other source of information besides TV and a few radio stations. People were largely without power in some of the areas that were badly hit. Even in areas where the power was back on, they knew enough about the size of the earthquake by then to know that they didn't want to get out on the streets. We were urging people to stay home. The phones were jammed. In some cases, the phones were out for several hours. People were isolated from friends, relatives, co-workers, and television became a sort of little village for everybody. They could keep in touch with what was going on in the rest of the Bay Area, get some idea of who might be in danger, where the damage was, and the areas that were okay.
Again, I guess until you come down here, you don't realize how incredibly devastating this earthquake was. How did you get out?
From by the window.
You climbed out the fire escape?
No, I didn't. People climbed for me and brought me down.
I think that in a sense, we were the conduits for not only people learning that, but the experts who had to go out later and kind of followed our trail.
I can only describe the situation here as nightmarish. The entire city, at least the part of the city that I have been in all day, is completely blacked out. There are no traffic lights. Civilians, if you were, are trying to direct traffic. People are wandering in streets aimlessly. It is a horrible, sickening feeling to be in the city. I could only advise people to not come here under any circumstances.
At dawn the next morning, teams of investigators went to assess the damage, while seismologists began to locate the exact origin of the earthquake.
There is the house down the hill. Or what's left of it, shall we say.
The movement of the earth had buckled roads and curbs. As seismologists searched for where the fault had ruptured, engineers were to find damage that eventually was to total $10 billion. The supporting columns of a bridge had punched through the roadway, so violently was the ground shaken. The center of the earthquake was found 60 miles south of San Francisco. The Santa Cruz Mountains had wrenched themselves 6 feet to the north and ripped open the earth along a 25-mile segment of the San Andreas Fault.
There was no indication of a shake. There was just the initial boom, and everything went.
He was thrown to his right, and I was thrown to my left. So
you ended up on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Each
time.
And it was like riding a roller coaster. It was just kind of like this. It was just a real rocking and rolling and like this. It was really a rocking and rolling.
It all happened so fast. I mean, it takes longer to explain it, but it happened so fast. The crack opened up about 3 feet, and a lot of my tools and everything else flushed, they all bounced right into it. It's like everything was headed right towards that crack. The center of vibration was pushing all towards that crack. And then it shut back up. It shut back to about 1.5 to 2 foot. And it's kind of a thing, you know, I've never seen it happen before. I've heard it doesn't happen, but I watched it happen.
Geologists reported that the ground had shaken for a surprisingly short time.
So this map shows where the earthquake occurred, about a 25...
Het bouwen van moderne steden alleen al is genoeg om het klimaat plaatselijk te veranderen.
To save the cub from an unpredictable future in the surrounding mountain terrain. The canine fraternity has also taken to the streets. Every section of the community has been doing its bit to raise the volume of the debate. And in true American style, no campaign is complete unless there's a T-shirt to celebrate it. Restaurants have been doing a brisk trade in grizzly ice creams, all profits to the bear. For local school children, he's a source of inspiration. Thousands have signed the petition asking local mountain rangers to leave well alone. But the star of the drama is feigning indifference. He finds it's a tiring life being the center of attention. And with the local townspeople looking after his interest, this little bear thought he'd earned his beauty sleep.
Now our special reporting.
Try some.